Hello, I'm William Tapscott. I'm with the Taylorsvillecrimewatch. Today I'm here with Lieutenant Governor of Indiana, Suzanne Crouch, and our Mayor Jim Lienhoop of Columbus, Indiana.
Welcome, thanks for having us today. As you said, we're here with Lieutenant Governor Suzanne Crouch. We're going to talk about several different things. We'll probably start with what the Lieutenant Governor's job is, what you do on a daily basis, and then hopefully delve into a few topics such as Next Level Veterans Initiative, the Intellectual and Developmentally Challenged Workforce, and the Women's Centennial Suffrage Commission, which is something that the Lieutenant Governor chairs. So, Ms. Crouch, if you could, take it away.
Well, thank you. First of all, what an honor it is to be here, and certainly an honor to serve as the 52nd Lieutenant Governor of Indiana and a partner to our Governor, Eric Holcomb. As Lieutenant Governor, I probably have more duties and responsibilities than any Lieutenant Governor in the country. In most states, the Lieutenant Governor serves if the Governor is incapacitated, which is the case in Indiana. But then additionally, constitutionally, I'm President of the Senate, and statutorily, I head up the Office of Tourism, Indiana Housing Community Development Authority. I'm Secretary of Agriculture and Rural Development, and then I also head up the Office of Community and Rural Affairs. So it's no surprise that I have all these statutory and constitutional duties, because in Indiana we're so fiscally conservative. If we're going to give you a title and pay you money, we're going to tell you what to do. So I'm hoping that the taxpayers feel like they're getting their money's worth.
We do. Why don't you talk to us a little bit about the next level, and in particular the Veterans Initiative?
Thank you. Well, I say we have accomplished so much in Indiana. As a result of strong fiscal conservative leadership at the state level, Indiana leads the country in advanced manufacturing. You're doing your part here in Columbus in that area. In addition, we are #1 in the Midwest. We're 5th in the nation for our business environment. We also have the 2nd most affordable state, and according to CNBC a couple of weeks ago, they ranked Indiana's infrastructure #1 in the country. So these are incredible accomplishments, but they can't be credited to government alone. Government may light a path, but it is the hardworking men and women here in Bartholomew County and across our state who are making the sacrifices and taking the risks that have put our state on a path to prosperity. But we can do more if we challenge ourselves to think and act even bolder. Let's imagine Indiana together. Imagine Indiana where 5,000 of our veterans come here every year to make Indiana their home. And we have the opportunity to do that through our Next Level Veterans Initiative. We are looking at attracting some of the 200,000 men and women who leave the military every single year. Half of them face a period of unemployment. So through our Next Level Veterans Initiative, we're looking at attracting those veterans to Indiana, matching them up with employers we have here, and welcoming them into Indiana. And we anticipate that when fully funded and operational within 3 years, we'll be able to attract 5,000 new Hoosiers to Indiana every year, which will go a long way towards filling our workforce needs, as we all know we have them here in Indiana.
They're a challenge here in Columbus, and one of the things that we've tried to do is to reach out to those who have some developmental or intellectual disabilities, and try to bring them into the workforce. So perhaps you could talk a little bit about what the state's doing there.
Yes, thank you. Let's imagine Indiana if 80% of our Hoosiers with disabilities were employed. Hoosiers with disabilities, intellectual and developmental or physical disabilities, truly aspire to live and to work in a safe, affordable, accessible environment. After all, our friends with disabilities are merely friends with different abilities. They have the same dreams and desires of every other Hoosier. They want to have a job and have friends and love and be loved and be successful in life. And we have an opportunity to do that for them. I chair the Intellectual and Developmental Disabilities Task Force. We have developed a 10-year comprehensive plan. We are implementing that plan, and we are working towards that day when 80% of Hoosiers with intellectual and developmental disabilities are employed instead of unemployed. Because they can fill such a need in our workforce. And certainly we know that you are doing your part here in Columbus.
Thank
and
you.
We look at partnering and working with you so that every Hoosier has an opportunity in life to succeed.
Well, those opportunities are found in many different areas. You'd mentioned earlier that we're coming up on the centennial of women's suffrage. So you chair a commission on that. Why don't you tell us what you have planned?
Well, thank you. Well, I'm planning my first meeting.
Okay, well, that's a great place to start.
In a couple
Start
of
at the
weeks.
beginning. Yeah.
But the General Assembly last session passed legislation creating a Women's Centennial Suffrage Commission to commemorate and celebrate women's 100th anniversary for our right to vote, which will be next year in 2020. And I am chairing that task force, and we are looking at putting together a plan to celebrate those men and those women who worked hard here in Indiana so that Indiana became the 26th state to ratify the amendment to give women right to vote. And so it'll be a year-long celebration that will commemorate not just what has happened and the people who have made it possible, but then what are we going to do and what is our vision for the future. So we are looking forward to that. And we recognize and appreciate the fact that it was men who voted to give women the right to vote. And so this is going to be a celebration of men and women together.
Sounds exciting. Well, William, thank you very much for hosting us today. This has been Lieutenant Governor Suzanne Crouch. I'm Mayor Jim Lienhoop. We appreciate your participation and look forward to seeing you again.
Thank you very much for your time and for the interview.
Thank
You're
you.
welcome.